Let's start off with the Daily Guide newspaper. MOFA committee clears CPC boss. Baumia cut sword for 167 kilometers highway. We also have heat calls for reform, says the Dame to IC. Dr. AMWA develops risky assets pricing formula. Hey, really? He's developed this? I want to read a bit about it. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about it. Ghanaian finance and investment consultant Dr. Stephen Amwa has developed a formula for pricing risky assets on the capital investment markets. The formula, developed in 2020, integrates all the relevant variables and give conditions and recommendations to enable banks and portfolio managers reduce risk of industry collapse. Wow, that's a great one. I hope that it works well, because once it comes on board, I think it's definitely going to fly. Like AMJ always says, we fly.
Yeah.
Let's go to the banner headline that happened yesterday. Police fire tear gas on rampaging students. And yesterday, we saw the videos of these, such as students. They are students from let me get the police report for you, because I was telling KMJ it's best we read out the police report this morning for everybody to hear it, because it was trending. Now, the police reported it happened in the Islamic Senior High School at Report in Kumasi, and the police reported that on Monday, June 13, 2022, some students of the Islamic Senior High School at Abreport Kumasi in the Ashanti region took to the street and blocked the road for allegedly protest against frequent accidents in front of their school. The police managed to disperse the rioting students, and calm has since been restored. Some students and some police officers have been taken to the hospital for medical attention. The Inspector General of Police is proceeding to Kumasi for a first-hand assessment of the situation, and also the police have commenced on investigation into the incident, and further developments will be communicated. This is coming from DCOP Kwesi Ofori, who is the Director General of Public Affairs. But then we heard and we saw videos of some of these children who were choking. Some of them passed out because it's alleged that the police fired tear gas into the students, and these are unarmed students. So the question here is that, have the police been trained on how to disperse crowd? Because it looks like our police are now using too much violence. They are abusing what they have in their hands, and what they have in their hands is not to harm, is rather to protect. But it looks like they are harming too many people, innocent people. Now, going on a rampage, yes, it might be wrong, but you could have handled it in a better way. I mean, with this tear gas, now you see videos of these children choking. Some of them had passed out, their friends trying to revive them. And we are sitting here and we cannot commend the police for this. We heard yesterday also that the IGP went to Kumasi to visit the school to assess the situation and see what best they can come out of it, out of this situation. So let's see what's going to happen by the end of the day. But this is appalling.
Some people
very
think
appalling.
That water cannons could have been used instead of the tear gas. I mean, in situations like that, the first thing you resort to is something that you know has less impact on the people. So as long as it's going to disperse them, as long as it's going to make them stop whatever they're doing. But, you know, it's always an issue of resorting to the
were
bigger,
they
the bigger
even
thing
violent? Were they? Because
well, it's believed there were videos that were also captured that the student had stones in their hands.
Okay.
You know,
were they throwing at
they were pelting.
Were they pelting the police?
Yes.
You saw the video of them pelting the police? I'm here to see a video of them pelting the police.
I saw a video of somebody being comment that, okay, so if you say you're not demonstrating against the police or you're not being harmful against the police, what's the stones in your hands for? You understand? So I'm saying, all I'm saying is that I'm not justifying. I'm not justifying whatever the police did.
Because the police always holds a gun, it doesn't mean they fire the gun.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I first of all said the police could have used a better way of solving the situation. But then again, if you've got students who've got stones in their hands ready to actually attack or whatever it is, I'm sure they were trying to look for other ways to make sure the situation is under control. So
I think that
let the police, let the IGP come out.
We are waiting for the IGP to say something.
Then we'll be able to say that.
We are waiting.
You know, because I mean, at the end of the day, whatever it is, the harm has already been done. Let's find way of solutions to some of these issues. So when the IGP comes out, we'll be able to, you know, assess the situation.
KMJ, when are we going to stop this harm from being done again? Because it keeps repeating itself. That's the issue. It's not about the harm already being done. It's about the harm repeating. Because we saw it in Nkranza. We've seen it in other places. Are we going to see it again? When will it come to our doorstep?
No,
That's where the problem is.
The police service has been, you know, as it were, criticized, heavily.
They are always criticized, but they never
That's
stop.
what I'm saying, that repeatedly, they've been criticized on some of these issues. So I am thinking that the IGP will be able to assess the situation and come back and then let us know why, even though the need for them to use the tear gas. I mean, that's the reason why.
There's no need. I don't think. I'm expecting an apology and no need. They shouldn't even try to justify it. It should be a straight apology. I'm
sure they will.
Yes.
I mean, in their statements, you realize that they didn't understand the situation better on that process that they went through. So let's see how the IGP comes out.
Okay, so that's all for the Daily Guide newspaper. What do you have for us?
The Daily Graphic is here and it says Green Ghana exceeds targets, over 22 million trees planted, which I think will be subject to scrutiny, by the way. Over 22 million tree seedlings were distributed for planting on the Green Ghana Day. Last Friday, the Forestry Commission has reviewed, although the national target was to plant 20 million tree seedlings, 22,671,695 seedlings were distributed across the 16 regions of the country. Out of the 40.2% were planted in forest reserves, while the remaining 59.8% were planted on off-reserve areas. And that's the details we're getting on the Go Green Ghana, project that was initiated. And yes, the last week we all went through it. Some other celebrities were also involved in it. So let's see. Talking
about that, I don't know if you saw the story that was on Joy Prime yesterday. If you go on myjoyonline.com, you see it as well. It says Oti Regional Minister orders removal of trees planted by NDC members to celebrate June 4th anniversary.
The NDC members don't deserve to plant the trees?
That's the question. So because they planted the trees,
we've got to be divided on
that they should take it down. So what are we looking for? Should it be a certain,
No, it's the regional minister being silly over there. That's just what it is. 3 teenagers drowned. Page 16 has got a story on it. Repair works on motorway cause heavy traffic. Page 16 has got a story on it. And second quarter, graphic business, Stanbic Bank, breakfast meeting.
So yesterday they were actually repairing the motorway. That's what the traffic was all about?
They're trying to solve the motorway situation in different ways. And it's actually making the situation even worse. I mean, if you look at the motorway and the way it is right now, any major repair work that would be done on that motorway would definitely generate a lot of traffic. So what, they didn't create an alternative route for the people? That's what I'm saying, that if you look at the motorway right now, what alternative are you creating? I mean, looking at the fact that people who are using that and are bent on using it would even want to be you can, if you want to rebuild it, you have to definitely find an alternative route. That's what I'm saying.
Everywhere that they create a road, they actually create the alternative route for you.
Why are you creating the alternative route for motorway?
Pardon?
Where will you create the alternative route?
No, I am not a contractor, but the contractors will know what to do.
And that's what I'm saying. That
and I've seen them do it.
I think they're finding it difficult to create that alternative route, and the reason why.
I don't want to accept that. I do not want to accept that. I think there's alternative. I think they should actually use, let the people know that you can use the alternative route so we can fix it. Shut the motorway if need be. Don't create, too much traffic on the motorway. Just shut it, need be. Fix it once and for all, and then open up to the people. Why create all this traffic? I mean, stay in traffic for what? And once you're in traffic at motorway, there's no turning back, right?
Of course.
So would you rather use the alternative or you stay in that traffic? I mean,
and the motorway situation right now
is another story altogether.
It's just a crazy situation everybody's going through. I've got people who complain almost every time the motorway is that is terrible. Apart from the fact that you're stuck in traffic, the road is even bad. You're even thinking about it as well and all that. So it's a major issue. It's a major issue. And any government who takes the bull by the horn and is able to fix the motorway back to Nkrumah's motorway will definitely go into history, because the people who commit that road, have been complaining for years. And they don't get solution to the issue. So let's see how it goes. In the center spread, Tourism Ministry to develop sites in northern sector. Countries urged to invest more in wildlife surveillance sector. and also will deepen collaboration with GUTA on tax compliance. Yoko has actually reported on that as well. The back page, Dr. Bawumia sought for 168.18 kilometer Tamale-Yendi Tatale Road, and 20 injured as police student clash at Abrepo. And that's the story of the police service and the Islamic students. Hopefully we'll be able to get some details on that. That'll be all for the Daily Graphic this morning.
Right, let's go to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And Ken Ofori-Atta is speaking with regards to the National Cathedral. He says National Cathedral Project will pay off. I'm wondering how it's going to pay off, but he's saying it will pay off, and hopefully it will. Just that it's because they are using our money. That's why the people are complaining. You know, when the National Cathedral thing came up, it was more of, oh, it's not your money. It's a promise that we made to God, that we'll build it on our own. And now our monies are being taken. Now the people are not happy about it. Yes, it's for all of us, but it's just the fact that, you know, you should have stuck to your words, period.
So,
I don't have a problem with the National Cathedral. I just feel that they should have stuck to their words. If your words are yay, stick to the yay. If they are nay, stick to the nay. Don't say yay and then next time you are coming to the nay.
Yeah, so it means someone lied.
They lied.
Yeah, someone lied.
It's not someone lied. They lied. I mean, they lied to us in our faces.
Yeah.
We're told that they were going to build their own thing.
And you know, God doesn't like lies.
Well, maybe if they go down on their knees and they apologize to
lies. But interestingly, that's what has happened. I understand that's one of the board members, you know,
have resigned?
Actually, you know, bowing out because of
I heard about it.
The way
I don't know if it's true, but I heard about it as well. But you know, it's just a whole point of we will do our own thing, and now the burden is on the people, because that's what the people were crying for. And it's the same thing that when e-levy was being introduced, people complained about, because they were like, look, we need transparency. If we don't get transparency, then we know that e-levy is going to people's pockets. We have been promised transparency. Down the line, if we don't get transparency, then we come back to the same thing. So it's happening. People, we spoke about the cathedral, people said, you're going to use our monies. They said, we are not going to use your monies. Now they are using our monies. So,
bottom line,
but
somebody
the project
lied.
is good for everybody.
Somebody lied.
Somebody lied. The project is good. We love the project, just that you're using our money, which we are not happy about.
We've got better priorities, you know, to be looking at. And so, you see, people are not against, and then again,
we are not against the cathedral.
People are not against this whole cathedral thing because they feel it doesn't make sense for anybody to decide that I want to build a church for God. I mean, and really, we all know what is going on in this country, right? And
the hardship
for you to prioritize building such a a
with
place,
the taxpayers' money,
with monies that are supposed to be, cathedrals don't heal people. This is logic. This is common sense.
Our hospitals, our roads are so bad, causing traffic. So we don't have street lights. Yesterday when I was coming to work, I think 30 minutes of my journey, there was no street light. 30 minutes. No street light. In very
dangerous places, you don't even have light.
No street light.
And you see, you live in a country where when street lights are fixed, we come and clap for government for fixing street lights.
I remember growing up in JSS, you know, we used to have this Wednesday prayer worship thing. I don't know if you used to do it.
But we got through all that process.
And there was a teacher who had to lead us on a Wednesday, and she didn't come in early. She came in 5 minutes to closing, and we're all like, Madam, why didn't you come in? Because this is very important. And she said to us that 2 people had fought and she was trying to solve it. And we said, no, but this is more important. We need to pray. She said, you need to fix problems. And that is more important, because that's what God is looking out for. It's not you standing there and cabaying and praying. That's the only thing that is Christianity. Christianity is making sure that there's love everywhere, making sure your neighbor is happy, making sure that there's food on your neighbor's table. That is Christianity. We love the cathedral, but I think that our priorities are not the best here.
And somebody's lying.
Anyway, let's go to the next story, which is Kolebu Teaching Hospital on high alert over COVID-19 resurgence in staff. They said they recorded over 20 staff.
Oh, we moved on? We're still moving on them?
Kolebu is going up, over 20. What happened to our inhalation? It looks like the inhalation has stopped. It looks like we are not washing our hands like we used to. As for the mask, people have started wearing the mask. But please, for the entrepreneurs who decided to bring masks into the system to sell, and you have stopped, please bring them back, because we are struggling to get them.
Well, the good thing is that I've got sanitizer wipes that I'm selling. and it's good for COVID-19. So if you
we'll bring you a bill.
That's my dad. I'm gonna fight this channel if they try. I'm gonna fight them if they try. I'm selling sanitizer wipes. It's good for COVID-19. All you need to do is to just give me a call, and that's what you have. All right, hit me on social media. COVID-19 is back, and I've got sanitizer wipes I'm selling.
Bring him a bill.
That's my hustle. Please look for me. Hit me on social media, and let me sell some very quality sanitizer.
For you. Let me move to my next story.
They can bring me bill. I'm a cost trouble here.
Right to the next story. 20 Islamic SHS students hospitalized following police attempt to quell demo. And also, Green Ghana Project, the nation exceeds 20 million seedling target. You find all of these stories in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. All
right, so quick read in the graphic business this morning on the front page. It says, tackling unemployment to create wealth, agri sector best bet. Stakeholders speak on that and potential in agri sector. And it's got some numbers over here, so, to just back it all up. But I'm sure if you grab a copy of the graphic business, you'll be able to read some more on that. Policy rate hikes harm access to credit business group and entice businesses with tax rebates to employ more youth. Dr. Ankara has been talking on that as well. And on the back page here, Ghana route most profitable and $15.6 billion Abidjan Lagos highway. And that's the back page of the graphic business this morning here. Let me see the center spread and see if we can find something over there as well. It says, okay, it's just the details of those stories on the front page. The Car Bank creates fund for SMEs, only entities focused on renewable energy eligible. And so, yeah, that's the graphic business today.
All right, so let's go to the Daily Statesman newspaper, and it looks like they are all reporting the same, and it reads Green Ghana Day exceeds 20 million target. Work begins on Tamale Yendi Tatale Highway. Also, but you see, anytime we activate the phone lines, there was this time was it last week that we had a show on communication for national development, and we were told by the experts that the people, if we go to the people and the people tell us what they need, the people will be happy. Whenever we activate the phone lines, they cry about food prices. In the north, I'm talking about food, cost of living. These are the main things that they cry about. And peace.
Yeah.
We are not giving them these. We are giving them the roads. The people of Accra are crying about roads. We are giving them Cathedral. Anyway, to the next story.
Somebody lied.
Stephen and Team Kate Jemfua, others file nominations for NPP elections. Are we asking the people what they need? Are we giving them what they need? Because yes, it's good to give them the highway, but is that what they need? It's a good thing. I'm not saying don't do it. Do it. But make sure you solve their needs as well. Also for the banner headline, let's empower our Greek workforce. President urges African governments. And that's, no, that's not it. I want to read this. Guess what? So Kevin Prince Boateng has married.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a good one.
And they claim this is his third marriage. We are hoping that this one will work. He married a model, Italian model, Valentina Grada. I hope I got the name right. I always say that with names, everybody and how they pronounce it. But then, guess what? He didn't just marry. He's the first person to marry in the metaverse.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So Kevin Prince Boateng being the first person to marry metaverse. You know what metaverse is, right? So they joined via Zoom or via metaverse.
It's a good thing
to witness the marriage ceremony.
I'm the kind of person that has not really.
You don't want people there.
I don't like all this thing about.
You don't have to feed them. It's a feeding.
Anytime I talk about this, people think that it's because I want to be chiseled.
You don't want to pay for a venue. So you be the second person to marry on metaverse, eh? No venue cost.
I mean, God bless Mark Zuckerberg, man. Like really.
No decor.
Yeah. He's an amazing guy.
But Kevin Prince Boateng could have afforded, a very lavish wedding. But he decided
what I'm saying. That sometimes it's not even about the money. It's about
the third marriage. What do you expect?
It's about just living your life the way you want it to live
exactly.
And I mean,
if they're happy,
some of you here and we'll get married. People don't even know that we're getting married anyway.
We'll just see you with the rings, eh?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Right.
I'm just gonna call like about 3 people, or call Nathaniel, you know, to just come and
I'm
MC.
there, right?
And yeah, I mean, you show up.
Yes.
Not MCs.
Yes.
You know, maximum 10 people were done. You know, really. Not to be in his house and will be emceeing the show.
So we'll do
the wedding.
metaverse too?
Yeah, he'll be emceeing the wedding from his house. You know, y'all be sitting in your houses with your food.
Oh, so we do metaverse?
You know, you kick
So-
out joking. The business analyst this morning, Ofori-Atta sought for the construction of 115 million road project in Northern Region P3 has got a story, and private sector credit rebounds that grows by 26% to 54.2 billion. Ghana cedis in April 2022. It's got a picture of Dr. Ernest Addison, the Bank of Ghana governor, captured over there. And banks pledged $1 billion US dollars to Ghana government to spur finances, and we won't increase transport first, and that's GPR2. Speaking on that, poor hygiene and sanitation and Mawako, FDA investigations.
Yeah, they were trending yesterday, and
I saw it. I'm like,
they claimed that the foods that they took the samples were so contaminated. It's not funny.
why
So
would you put
contaminated.
lives at risk like that? Like,
They don't
what
care
do you
about
seek
us.
to achieve?
And they don't even eat their own food. You see, that's the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, most of them, they don't eat their own food because they know the
I mean,
condition.
if I
that
work
they-
there and I know about the conditions, obviously I'm not even going to patronize the food.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So I don't even know if they wash their veggies
Yeah.
before they even cut them out.
Have I eaten
I don't
all
know
that
if they
before?
wash their rice. Probably
Oh.
they just, you know. And I think FDA took them by surprise by going to say, whatever you've cooked this
Yeah.
day, we are taking it all on. Else they would have prepared better meal for them.
Yeah.
It took them by surprise. So kudos to the FDA for doing their job.
They
And,
should be doing that with every other place within
you
that.
know, but that's supposed to be the thing,
suspected
right?
that-
No, they're supposed to inspect. You know, it's part of it. If you have a restaurant, if you have even a school, they're supposed
Yeah.
to come in, inspect unknowingly, so that they can tell that you are practicing, you know, the right measures for the people
Yeah,
out
because you
there.
can imagine
But
a
if you're
lot
not
of
doing
lives
it,
that have been put at risk with what they've been doing over there for the period, you know. And so, thank God, we know we're not eating anyhow at any places like that. We bless God for that. But
yeah, thank God, thank God. So what do you eat? Where do you eat?
me, you didn't see me coming.
Let's do our final newspaper, which is the Finder newspaper. Dr. AMWA calls for new approaches to solving economic problems. Alan calls for reform of World Trade Organization to make it responsive. Also, Aziz Futa's re-election bid backed by all regional Nasara coordinators. Let's do the banner headline because it looks like they're all reporting the same thing. Dr. Ofori-Atta sought for construction of Tamale, Yendi Tatale Highway, and that's all that we have for the Finder newspaper. Okay, we have.
That's all about it.
That's all about it. But I think we need to. We have a call that we need to speak to. Okay, so we'll just end the segment. We'll be back very soon. We are not going anywhere because today we have a lot for you.
Yep.
You know what? Father's Day is just around the corner. We need to celebrate our fathers. Our fathers mean everything to us. If I say KMJ will say we don't, you know, celebrate our fathers enough.
But it's good.
We do celebrate
but that is true. Yesterday we decided that the women should send messages so we can celebrate the
We didn't
fathers.
say the women.
And
We said children.
okay, so by virtue of the divide, we're expecting that women would have done better. I mean, because we've been complaining about it.
How are we supposed to
And
do
the women
better?
decided that we're going to be mute. But you see, we're going to get to this
Why
point.
are you always talking about the women? Why are the men not sending it to their fathers?
What happened yesterday is what I'm talking about.
We didn't talk about women. We said
We give
everybody.
opportunity to people to send in messages.
Exactly.
What are the
fathers not doing
I'm saying
right?
the emphasis was on the women because of where we stand, you know. And so I want to say that I'm a bit disappointed for what happened yesterday. We're giving you a chance today to redeem yourselves. Yeah.